Hey guys, welcome back. So yeah, for a while this next few videos that we're going to release all focus around audio products, and we're going to kick off with this. So this is a very unique sort of headset and something that we've never actually reviewed on this channel. These are bone conduction headphones, and this is by a company called Sanag, or it could be Sanag, I'm not entirely sure, but specifically the model here is the Sanag B21S. Now if you go and take a look at their website, you actually notice that they have quite a few different models with different price ranges, of course, but interestingly enough, this is not one of them. So specifically this is the B21S. When I went to the Sanag website, I actually couldn't find it there, but the link they provided actually goes to AliExpress. Now as for the unboxing, it was pretty uneventful, or it should have been, because in the box it is very simple. You basically get the headphones in one piece. Yes, it's not detachable, and then you get a charging cable, and that's pretty much it. What I found interesting though was the actual unboxing itself. This was the first time I actually struggled to open a box of something that I had to review. It took me a good 7 to 8 minutes just to unbox it, because the fit between the top and the bottom box is really tight, and I actually kind of hurt my nail a bit. Not a big deal, but I thought that was interesting. And yeah, about 7 or 8 minutes later, only then did I actually manage to open the box and take a look at what's inside. Now, before we talk about the features and basically what bone conduction headphones are in the first place, let's talk about the build quality. Now, you'd be forgiven after taking this out of the box for thinking that this is probably the cheapest feeling headphones you've ever experienced. And yeah, it is predominantly plastic. But when you think about how lightweight they are and what they actually pack in these headphones, it is actually pretty impressive. And I'm actually sort of on the conclusion that yes, it is plasticky, but it is also very impressively lightweight, and it is durable. Like I've been using this for a few weeks now, and like I said, this whole area is plastic, but this has sort of a rubber finish around it. And as I'm doing this, I'm not sure if my mic is picking this up, but so you might hear this throughout the entire video. But it is extremely durable. It is very flexible. But don't be mistaken, it is not something that you can sort of adjust to fit your ear and bend to the shape of your head or something like that. No, it's not. But because it is so flexible, you know, I've used it, my wife has used it, and so far we haven't had a situation where we found it uncomfortable. Now I talk about light, and yes, this is easily the lightest headphones that I have ever tested. So I actually took out my weighing scale, and it was a whopping 20.8 grams, which is insane. So to put this in comparison, like a full-blown headphone, which I understand is not a proper comparison or even a fair comparison, but it's just to sort of give you a reference point, all right? So the Bose Quiet Comfort, right, the latest model, all right, that comes in at 235 grams, so more than 10 times the weight of this. Again, I'm not trying to say that this is better because it's lighter, just giving you a comparison and a benchmark. So if you want more comparisons to what 20.8 grams could be, so I have some here. 20.8 grams is around the weight of a single AA battery. And actually a AA battery is approximately 23 grams, all right? So that's actually heavier. 4 sheets of A4 printer paper, because each sheet is about 5 grams on average, depending on the thickness, of course. So this is actually the weight of about 4 pieces of A4 paper. That's insane. And it is also equivalent, or actually a little lighter than a single slice of white bread. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that if you put it on, you won't feel a thing. Yes, you're gonna know they are there, but they are extremely light and really helps you use this long-term, like throughout the whole day for long periods of time without feeling any fatigue. So yes, now let's finally go into some of the features of this. So this Sanag B21S, these are bone conduction headphones, like I said before. So what are bone conduction? If you're not familiar, so instead of having earphones where you have to sort of plug them at your ear itself or in your earlobe, these actually go just outside of it. So it's just about here, and they actually use the vibration of your skull, as scary as that sounds, to send audio into your head so that you can hear it. Now, it may sound very dangerous and like a little insane, like what if my whole head starts vibrating or something like that. But bone conduction headphones in a lot of ways have a lot of benefits. Now, obviously, I'm not a scientist and I can't verify any of this, but according to what I've read online, because they're not sending audio directly into your ears, it is less dangerous. Having said that, it's still not a good idea to listen to it at louder volumes. Now, like I said, it does rely on the vibrations of your skull. But as scary as that sounds, in some ways it is actually safer. And apart from the whole idea of it being safer than having earphones, the other thing is also, if you consider the fact that these are sort of open air in that sense, because you're not actually plugging up your ears, it allows you to listen to music or have a phone call with someone at the same time, still be aware of your surroundings. And that's a really, really good safety feature as well. Like for me, like last few days when I walk my dog, I actually have this on. So I can listen to music, I can still hear what's going on. Nothing will surprise me when I'm walking my dog or my dog is, well, slightly reactive. So I gotta be aware of any dogs around me or any people around me. And this has been really helpful. This has allowed me to sort of enjoy the day walking around in the summer, enjoying music, and also bringing my dog out, letting my dog enjoy the summer as well. So in that sense, this has been a real blessing. Now, before I talk about how it sounds when you put it on, have a listen to the mic quality.
So brought the Sanag B21 out right next to the road, so there is some cars going by, so I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'm also right next to a water feature, just over there, and it's pretty, I wouldn't say it's super loud, but it's clear. So yeah, and there's a little bit of wind. If you look at the trees, got a little bit of a breeze. So I mean, I haven't heard anything yet, but not sure how any of this sounds. More cars coming by. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know how the microphone on the Sanag B21 sounds.
Honestly, I am blown away. After listening to the recording, I am blown away. When I did the recording, I was walking right next to the street. Just walking, cars are driving up and down. There's a water feature on the side of me that you could clearly hear. But as you can hear from the audio, it managed to cancel a fair bit of it to the point that it was a really good listening experience. These things are so small, and I was looking at the form factor and looking at the build. I think the microphone, there might only be one, and there's a small little hole on this side. I'm guessing that's where the microphone is. And if you're able to pull off that sort of audio processing and that sort of audio quality with just this, I'm not saying that it sounds the best, but the fact that it was able to cancel all of that out, I was really, really impressive. Sanag, your noise cancelling on your microphone definitely receives an A. Now, in terms of the Bluetooth protocol, this does support 5.4, so really good latency, very modern in terms of the Bluetooth protocol, so that's great. Listening to music, watching videos as well, which actually, if you're familiar with Bluetooth headphones, certain Bluetooth headphones, especially the older ones, there is a noticeable lag when you watch some videos. I did not notice that with this, so I guess that's got to do with the 5.4, so again, a really good tick for the Sanag B21S. Now, in terms of range, you get about 10 meters, or at least that's what Sanag claims. No reason to disprove that. I used this and I walked away from my phone generally about there. I would say I didn't actually measure it, but I think it's definitely acceptable. And Sanag also boasts about 10 hours of battery life, which compared to some of the proper full-size headphones is a fraction. But of course, if you're looking at the form factor, you don't have much space to fit in a battery. And the fact that you're still able to get 10 hours, I think is respectable. I tested it out myself nonstop and I got very close to it, about 920. Your mileage might vary. It also depends on the level that you're listening to, which brings me to my next important point. So yeah, speaker output. How does it sound? Now, again, like I said, the microphone is brilliant. I am thoroughly impressed. Speaker output, I think, also is impressive. The amount of body and bass that I got out of it, I did not expect that at all. I thought, they would have to be the sort of in-ear monitors or something that would isolate audio before you get the sort of audio quality. But I'm not going to say that it sounds exactly like it. That it is noticeable that these are sort of open ear and bone conduction. But still impressive nonetheless that it was able to sound like that. Now, the flip side of that, because it is able to produce a surprising amount of bass, when you listen to it at higher volumes, I found that it tends to vibrate quite a fair bit. Vibrating to the point where it actually starts to tickle your ear and becomes distractive and it sort of irritates your skin a little bit. I cannot imagine listening to this at loud volumes for a long period of time. I think after about 5 minutes, it was just too ticklish to my earlobes, and I had to lower the volume. It may differ for you, but for me, I would sort of listen to it at a lower volume anyway. I think if you buy this, you're not buying it for pure audio quality. It is for all the features that come with bone conduction headphones, which now brings me to the Sanag app. So yes, there is an app that you can download. It is not a super feature-packed app, I will say. Apart from the sort of different EQ presets that you can choose from, there really isn't much options. I didn't even see an option to update firmware, so they might not have that. But the very first feature, or the very first EQ preset, like SSQVP, I think it was called, if I were you, I would leave it at that. I think it has the best balance of bass and audio quality, where you could listen to it at a decent level without it vibrating too much and sort of tickling your earlobes a bit. And the last feature I'll talk about is, obviously with this sort of headset, I think most people will be able to tell that this is meant more for the active lifestyle, for sports, if you're sweating a lot, if you're hiking. And with that comes IPX5 waterproofing. So that's great, which now brings me to a couple of points that I want to say before we talk about the price. I don't have a lot of complaints about the Sanag B21S. In fact, it's really only one. Now, you have a few buttons at the bottom over here, and I think they're great. You've got your volume up and down, and then the plus button is sort of a multi-function button, which you can do a few things, and that's not my complaint at all. I have no issues with that. My issue really is with the USB port. So yes, you can charge it via USB, or rather, I think that's the only way you can charge it. It does not have wireless charging. They give you a cable, so that's great, but it has a sort of a rubber cover over the USB port for charging, which is understandable because, like I said, it is IPX5 waterproof rating as well, so that's good. But when you open it to charge it, it's easy enough. I can just open it, charge it, and you're done. But then when I want to put it back, I realize that it takes a bit of effort, and I think it's because of the rubber. It's not an easy press. Not a deal breaker, I think, for the price, but just something I thought you might know. Which now brings me to the price, and I am glad to say that it is very, very well priced. For the audio quality that you're getting, the amazing microphone noise cancelling quality. Now, like I said, Sanag does have a few more other options apart from these ones, and they do have different price ranges. If you want me to test and compare them, let me know. I'll see if I can get them in. But at less than 20 Canadian, it is a steal. I'm not kidding. The quality that you're getting, the microphone that you're getting, the versatility of allowing you to listen to music, to talk, have calls while still being able to, listen to your surroundings, giving you that peace of mind is incredible. If you're looking for bone conduction earphones and you want to try it out and see how it is without actually having to, splash the cash on something really expensive, this is a real starter. And I think once you use it for a while and you like it, you're going to continue using it. All right, and that about wraps up my review of the Sanag B21S. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you were subscribed to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.